Thing's great. Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce. We are on a very stormy evening here today. Hopefully the rain holds back until I can get this video done. But can you believe that this Hipoint pistol costs roughly the same amount of money as this Taurus G2C, was basically any Taurus G series pistol. These things are cheap as dirt, and I think far superior to the Hipoint pistol. First up, some Hipoint fun. If you can call it fun. Yeah. And that was it. That was kind of a light primer strike, so let's see if I can get that one to light off with this steel plate here. All right, so Hipoint. It's effective, sure, but it's ugly. It is super heavy. It is the antithesis of not being ergonomic. The Taurus G2C holds 12 rounds. Of course, all these are 9mm, but Taurus G2C, great for carry, as you can see right here. I can go ahead and put my shirt over that if I want to. Now, it is a little bit thicker pistol, so I use this Maztec holster here that has that lever on it. It's got that big arm over the side to kind of keep it tucked in a little bit better. I highly recommend a holster like this. As you can see in the bottom there, 12 rounds. Let's go ahead and make some noise. Nice. The only better value that I can think of is if you can find a law enforcement trade-in on a Glock, and a lot of those are still pretty expensive unless you go with the Glock 22, the 40 caliber full-size Glock 22. That is the only thing I think that is a better dollar to value investment than the Taurus G series. So it has on the very top the loaded chamber indicator. If it shows red right there, you can see that. Then it's got a loaded chamber. It is not loaded, of course, right now because we are doing our demonstration purposes. No mag either. It breaks down just like a Glock. It's got these two little pinch points that you pull down, you pull back, you pull down, and the whole slide and everything comes right off. This one is a safety version. I think they have options without the safety. It's up to you. That's a personal preference. I don't care if it has a safety or not. I rarely use them. The majority of the grip is fairly smooth and slick, but it's got these little grip areas that are almost as good as skateboard tape. If you're not familiar with skateboard tape, get some. Go on Amazon. Here's a link, or here's a link, wherever I can find it. Get yourself some skateboard tape, cut it out. It is better than anything else out there, except for maybe some very expensive like Talon grips that are specifically made for your particular model. The trigger is not great. It's okay. It's okay. So single action, you got a lot of take up right there, and then it's a pretty decent break. Then you go to double action. If you have to go to double action, it's pretty heavy, but it is a double action. It's a single double action here. Just like a Glock or Smith & Wesson, a bunch of those, they have like the safety lever in the trigger itself. So you got trigger good, you get off that blade in the middle, and it's no good. So do you really need the extra safety? Not really. It takes me a bit of time to transfer my muscle memory from my competition pistol, which actually I'm working on that right now too, because it's upgraded to a Canic from a Glock. So my muscle memory is all over the place anyway. But it's taken me a little bit of time, about a mag or two, to adjust back into more of a compact style pistol format and hold, because they do feel different in the hand. Although this is a very familiar feel. It is very non-Glock like. If you hate the Glock grip, it feels kind of like a Smith & Wesson Shield, but a grippier Smith & Wesson Shield. It's got that profile though from Smith & Wesson, not from Glock, thankfully, because Glock, there's a lot of great things about Glock. The grip is not one of them. Okay, how many rounds I got left here? I got 1, 2, 3, and 1 in the chamber. So let's go and finish that mag out and call it a day, I guess. What was that sound? Did you almost catch that? What? What kind of monkey ass sound was that? Oh, this range. This range is fantastic, but it is out there in the country. And next to a nuclear waste dump too, so. Yep, 4 rounds. Now, one thing about these magazines is that you're going to need some sort of loader helper here. I use my Uplula like crazy, and this magazine almost requires it to get that 12th round in there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, and that last one, there is no budge. It's got barely enough room for that round there. Look at that. There is barely any motion whatsoever once you got that 12th round in there. It looks like the range had a little bit of a visitor last night or a couple days ago. Hope he feels better in his new skin. Now, I've got my chronograph set up right here, my Caldwell chronograph. Link below if you're looking for one. It's great for the budget-minded reloader. But we're going to go ahead and take a look and see if this 3 1/4 inch barrel has a major drop in velocity over a 5 1/2 inch barrel. So let's go ahead and test that out real quick. Whoa, actually it does. And that is 985, as you can see. Now, is that normal? Let's find out, because that's surprisingly low. So let's see. 1,020. Maybe it's getting some smoke in there. So let me back up a little bit. Okay, 1,022. 1,029. Okay, that's what I expected there. Low 1,000 feet per second. So I'm losing about 75 feet per second by going down from a 5 1/4 inch barrel to a 3 1/4 inch barrel. I got my GoPro way down range, right next to the steel. Hope I don't shoot it. Let's go. Let's go. Nice. I think I might retire my LCP for this as my bug gun, my backup gun competition, what we have here at the range. Backup gun competition where you only use your backup guns. Basically, just think tiny guns and out in the range having fun. Everyone just has a riot. If you've never been to one, highly recommended. Nice. The thing that shoots, it just shoots and shoots and shoots and shoots. It hits pretty much what you're pointing at. So I've got 4 or 5 rounds left. So we're gonna go ahead and keep knocking down the steel until either A, I run out of ammo, or B, the storm finally starts raining. Because I can feel it. You know, you smell the storm coming? This storm is smelling. All right. Thing's great. Due to the storm, we're going to finish up this review in the bunker. All right, in the box, you get, of course, the pistol itself, and you get 2 magazines. If you're located in a freedom state, you get 12-round magazines. If you're located in a not-so-free state, you get 10-round magazines. I think there might be like an 8-round magazine out there somewhere too. I don't know. There are several different sizes. This is the compact. This is the cheapest, smallest version of the Taurus G series pistols. They also have the G3 series and the G4 series is available, which are also very reasonably priced. The cheapest, of course, is the G2C or the G2 series pistols. I believe it's the G4 series pistols that gives you the option to go without a safety on the side. Now, just for review's sake, we're going to go ahead and get a weight on that trigger here. So we have single action. Is around 5 pounds, 7 ounces. And now let's look at the double action. 6 pounds, 4.5 ounces. Okay, well, the double action is not bad then. So you have a much lighter trigger pull when you're single action, because this is almost no poundage, and then you have a little bit of weight right there, versus the double action, you got that weight right on the get-go, and it's heavy all the way back. One really cool thing about having a double action, single action trigger is the fact that if the first round or the first strike does not light off that primer, then you can go ahead and hammer that primer until it does go off. And sometimes that will work, sometimes it won't. I actually had a dud on the range, and here I am hitting that primer over and over again, just trying to get the light off. It did not, so obviously there's something very wrong with that primer. Now I'm gonna go ahead and chamber one of these duds here and see if I can get the light off by just going to town with these second strike capabilities. Let's find out. I have no idea. No. But it does give you second strike capability for just that scenario, just in case it does work. But my final review on the Taurus G2C here is that if you are looking for a budget-minded, no-nonsense carry pistol that is double stacked, not a single stack, but a double stack monster that holds at least 10 rounds, this is going to be very hard to beat for the money. Are there better options for more money? Of course there are, but this is a really, really good option for someone who doesn't want to spend $400 or $500 for a carry pistol. When I bought this at the gun store, while we were running my background check, because of course, I bought this with my own money, by the way. Taurus did not give me this. This is not a loaner or a review item or anything. I bought this with my own money that basically comes from the channel. All the channel money goes straight into buying guns for me to review. But while we were waiting for my background check to come back, which of course came back clear because I am squeaky clean, I asked the guy behind the counter what he thought of this pistol. All he did was lift up his shirt and he showed me that his daily carry was also a Taurus G2C pistol. A guy that works around pistols all day long, every day. This is what he had. The only thing bad about this pistol that I can think of is not something I personally experienced, but others I know have, and that is the Taurus customer service. If you do have an issue with this pistol, you're going to be going back and forth with Taurus quite a bit. You may be sending this back to Taurus a few times to get any issues fixed if you do have an issue with it, and that is unfortunate. But unfortunately, a lot of companies out there have had their customer service plummet over the years recently. So maybe Taurus is not an outlier anymore, but more the norm. Well guys, thank you for watching. That is it for me today. If you have any comments, questions, show ideas, leave that in the comment box below the video. I'll try to answer as many of those as possible. As always, you guys have a great day. See ya.